There are a variety of regional languages spoken to varying degrees in Italy, most of which belong to various branches of the Romance languages and are hence descendants of Vulgar Latin. The official and most widely spoken language is Italian, a descendant of Tuscan. All Romance varieties spoken in Italy, except Standard Italian, are often colloquially called dialects in the literature. Although the term may coexist with other labels such as minority languages or vernaculars, however, the use of the term dialect to refer to the languages of Italy may erroneously suggest that the variety of languages spoken in Italy are dialects of Standard Italian, which is generally not the case. Rather, Standard Italian is itself a continuation of the Florentine Tuscan dialect, and most of the regional languages of Italy evolved or diverged locally from Latin alongside but independently of the dialect that would become known as Standard Italian, long before the fairly recent spread of Standard Italian throughout Italy. Thus, most regional languages in Italy are better classified as separate languages descended independently from Latin, rather than dialects of the Standard Italian language. There are several minority languages that belong to other Indo-European branches, such as Cimbrian, Arboresh, the Slavo-Malezano dialect of Serbo-Croatian, and Greco. Other non-indigenous languages are spoken by a substantial percentage of the population due to immigration. Legal status. Recognition at the European level. Italy is a signatory of the European Charter for Regional or Minority Languages, but has yet to ratify the treaty, and therefore its provisions protecting regional languages do not apply in the country. The Charter does not, however, establish at what point differences in expression result in a separate language, deeming it an often controversial issue, and citing the necessity to take into account, other than purely linguistic criteria, also psychological, sociological and political considerations. Recognition by the Italian State Law No. 482 of 15 December 1999, recognizes the following minority languages: Albanian, Catalan, German, Greek, Slovene, Croatian, French, Franco-Provençal, Friulian, Leiden, Occitan, Sardinian. The law also makes a distinction between those who are considered minority groups and those who are not. The original Italian constitution does not explicitly express that Italian is the official national language. Since the constitution was penned, there have been some laws and articles written on the procedures of criminal cases passed that explicitly state that Italian should be used. Statute of the Trentino South Tyrol, La Lingua Italiana, e la lingua ufficiale dello Stato. Code for Civil Procedure, in toto il processo e prescritto l'uso della lingua italiana. Code for Criminal Procedure, gli atti del procedimento penale sono compiuti in lingua italiana. Article 1 of Law 482 1999, La lingua ufficiale della Repubblica è l'italiano. Recognition by the region's Ulster Valley. French is co-official in the whole region, German is unofficial but recognized in the Lys Valley. Campania. Neapolitan is promoted, but not recognized, by the region. Friuli Venezia Giulia. Friulian and Slovene are promoted, but not recognized, by the region. Piedmont. Piedmontese is unofficial but recognized as the regional language. The region promotes, without recognizing, the Occitan, Franco-Provençal and Walser languages. Sardinia. Sardinian, Sassarese and Gallurese are unofficial but recognized and promoted, enjoying the same dignity and standing of Italian, in their respective territories, as well as Catalan in the city of Alghero and Tabarcino in the islands of Sulcis. Trentino Alto Adige, Sud Tyrol. German is co-official in the province of South Tyrol. Leiden, Cimbrian and Mocenna are unofficial but recognized in their respective territories. Veneto. Venetian is unofficial but recognized. Conservation status. According to the UNESCO's Atlas of the World's Languages in Danger, there are 31 endangered languages in Italy. The degree of endangerment is classified in different categories ranging from safe to extinct. The source for the language's distribution is the Atlas of the World's Languages in Danger unless otherwise stated, and refers to Italy exclusively. Vulnerable Alemannic, spoken in the Lys Valley of the Auster Valley and in northern Piedmont, Bavarian, South Tyrol, Leyden. Several valleys, towns and villages in the Dolomites, including the Valbardia and the Gardena Valley in South Tyrol, the Fascia Valley in Trentino, and Livorno in the province of Belluno. Sicilian, Sicily, southern and central Calabria and southern Apulia. Neapolitan, Campania, Basilicata, Abruzzo, Molise, northern Calabria, northern and central Apulia, southern Lazio and Marche as well as easternmost Umbria. Romanesco dialect, Roman in some cities of Tuscany. Venetian, Veneto, parts of Friuli Venezia Giulia. Definitely endangered Algherese Catalan, the town of Alghero in northwestern Sardinia, an outlying dialect of Catalan language not listed separately by the SIL. Alpine Provençal, the upper valleys of Piedmont. The original joint ISO code (PRV) for Alpine Provençal and Provençal has been retired on false grounds. Arboresque, Adriatic Zone, Montesilfone, Campomarino, Portocanon and Uri in Molise as well as QT and Castelvecchio di Puglia in Apulia, San Marzano in Apulia, Griscia in Campania, northern Basilicata, Barile, Ginestre and Machito, North Calabrian Zone, California. 30 settlements in northern Calabria as well as San Costantino Albanese and San Paolo Lucano in southern Basilicata, settlements in southern Calabria, e.g., San Nicola dell'Alto and Vina di Maida, Sicilian Zone, Piana degli Albanesi and two nearby villages near Palermo, formerly also Villa Badessa in Abruzzi, an outlying dialect of Albanian. Cimbrian, vigorously spoken in Luzerne in Trentino, disappearing in Giazza in the province of Verona and in Rona in the province of Vicenza, recently extinct. In several other locations in the region, an outlying dialect of Bavarian. Corsican, spoken on Maddalena Island off the northeast coast of Sardinia. Emiliano-Romagnole, Emilia-Romagna, parts of the provinces of Pavia, Voera, and Mantua in southern Lombardy, the Lunigiana district in northwestern Tuscany, the province of Pesaro Urbino in the Marche, and in a zone called Traspadana Ferraris in the province of Rovigo in Veneto. Feta, Fato and Sel San Vito in the province of Fodra in Apulia, an outlying dialect of Franco-Provençal not listed separately by the SIL. Franco-Provençal. The Alpine valleys to the north and east of the Susa Valley in Piedmont, disappeared in France and Switzerland. Friulian, Friuli Venezia Giulia except the province of Trieste and western and eastern border regions, and Portogruaro area in the province of Venice in Veneto. Gallo-Italic of Sicily, Nicosia, Spalinga, Piazza Armerino, Valgarnera Carapipanedon in the province of Enna, and San Fratello, Acquedolci, San Piero Patti, Montalbano Elicona, Novara di Sicilia and Fondocelli Fantina in the province of Messina, an outlying dialect of Lombard not listed separately by the SIL. Other dialects were formerly also spoken in southern Italy outside Sicily, especially in Basilicata. Gallurese, northeastern Sardinia, an outlying dialect of Corsican. Ligurian, Liguria and adjacent areas of Piedmont, Emilia and Tuscany, settlements in the towns of Carlo Forti on the San Pietro Island and Calasetta on the Sant'Antioco Island off the southwest coast of Sardinia. Lombard, Lombardy in the province of Novara in Piedmont, Mocenna, Palu, Fiorozzo and Frasalongo in the Fursina Valley in Trentino, an outlying dialect of Bavarian. Piedmontese, Piedmont except the province of Navarra, the western Alpine valleys and southern border areas, as well as minor adjacent areas. Region in the northeastern part of the province of Udine, an outlying dialect of Slovene not listed separately by the SIL. Romani, spoken by the Roma community in Italy. Sardinian, including both Campidanese and Logudorese. Sassarese, northwestern Sardinia, a transitional language between Corsican and Sardinian. Yiddish, spoken by parts of the Jewish community in Italy. Severely endangered Tuachu, the village of Izimi in the Upper Lis Valley, Listel in the Auster Valley, an outlying dialect of Alemannic not listed separately by the SIL. Molise Croatian, the villages of Montemitro, San Felice del Molise, and Aquaviva Kalekrisa in the province of Campobasso in southern Molise, a mixed Charkavian-Shtokavian dialect of Serbo-Croatian not listed separately by the SIL. Greco, the Salento Peninsula in the province of Lecce in southern Apulia, an outlying dialect of Greek not listed separately by the SIL. Guardiol, Guardia Piemontese in Calabria, an outlying dialect of Alpine Provençal. Greco, a few villages near Reggio di Calabria in southern Calabria, an outlying dialect of Greek not listed separately by the SIL. Classification. All living languages indigenous to Italy are part of the Indo-European language family. The source is the SIL's Ethnologue unless otherwise stated. They can be divided into Romance languages and non-Romance languages. Romance languages: Gallo-Rhaetian and Ibero-Romance. Gallo-Italic languages: Italo-Dalmatian languages. Not included is Corsican, which is mainly spoken on the French island of Corsica. Istriot is only spoken in Croatia. Judeo-Italian is moribund. Sardinian language: Sardinian is a distinct language with significant phonological differences among its dialects. Ethnologue, not without controversy, even considers Sardinian as 4 independent languages, which would be then included in a hypothetical subgroup named Southern Romance, along with Corsican. Gallurese and Sassarese are considered dialects of Corsican by UNESCO, rather than being Sardinian varieties. Non-Romance languages: Albanian, Slavic, Greek, and Romani languages. High German languages. Geographic distribution. Northern Italy. The Northern Italian languages are conventionally defined as those Romance languages spoken north of the La Spezia-Rimini line, which runs through the northern Apennine Mountains just to the north of Tuscany. However, the dialects of Occitan and Franco-Provençal spoken in the extreme northwest of Italy are generally excluded. The classification of these languages is difficult and not agreed upon, due both to the variations among the languages and to the fact that they share isoglosses of various sorts with both the Italo-Romance languages to the south and the Gallo-Romance languages to the northwest. Alemannic, Alpine Provençal, Bavarian, Cimbrian, Emilian, Romagnol, Franco-Provençal, Friulian, Leyden, Ligurian, Lombard, Mocena, Piedmontese region. Tuachu, Venetian. One common classification divides these languages into 4 groups. The Italian Rhaeto-Romance languages, including Leyden and Friulian. The poorly researched Istriot language. The Venetian language. The Gallo-Italian languages, including all the rest. Any such classification runs into the basic problem that there is a dialect continuum throughout northern Italy, with a continuous transition of spoken dialects between e.g., Venetian and Leyden, or Venetian and Emilio-Romagnolo. All of these languages are considered innovative relative to the Romance languages as a whole, with some of the Gallo-Italian languages having phonological changes nearly as extreme as Standard French. This distinguishes them significantly from Standard Italian, which is extremely conservative in its phonology. Southern Italy and Ireland's approximate distribution of the regional languages of Sardinia and southern Italy according to the UNESCO's Atlas of the World's Languages in Danger. Corsican Gallurese, Saceres, Algerisi, Logudorese, Campidanese, Malese, Croatian, Feta Arborish, Southern Italian, Greco-Guardiol, Gallo-Italic of Sicily, Sicilian, native languages of foreigners. Standardized written forms. The following regional languages of Italy have a standardized written form. This may be widely accepted or used alongside more traditional written forms. Piedmontese. Traditional, definitely codified between the 1920s and the 1960s of 20th century by Pinine Paquet and Camillo Brero. Ligurian. Graphia Officia, created by the Accademia Linguistica du Brano. Sardinian. Limba Sarda Comuna. Friulian. Graphie Uishal, created by the Osservatori Regional de Lengua e de Cultural Furlanis. Leyden. Graphia Leydina, created by the Istituto Leiden de la Dolomites.